SCP-2759. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the size of the location, the area containing SCP-2759 is to be patrolled and surrounded by 4.5 m high barbed wire fencing while a better form of containment is established. The patch of desert within visual range of SCP-2759 is extremely large but arid and uninhabited. All individuals coming within 5 km are to be detained, questioned, and amnesticized. SCP-2759-1 is to be kept in a standard containment chamber and secured with Level 4 clearance, TTT. Description: SCP-2759 refers to former location of interest and unexplained environment 54701. SCP-2759 appears to be an exact replica of the ziggurat of ore, found to have materialized near White Sands, New Mexico. Given the significance of the original ziggurat, Itmeneguru 1, the complex has been contained and is under heavy scrutiny and analysis by Foundation historians and archaeologists. Although mostly non-anomalous, there have been multiple reports of various moving shadows cast on the walls and floor of the temple upon observation. It is unknown if this phenomenon is hallucinogenic or otherwise. Thus, SCP-2759 was reclassified as Euclid as of SCP-2759-1 refers to a clay brick altar recovered from within the central shrine of SCP-2759. The object was discovered with the skeletal remains of an unknown individual laying on its surface. Dating places the remains at approximately years old. Unlike other altars of its kind, SCP-2759-1 features atypical iconography, including several large cuneiform symbols engraved into the sides of the object. Point 2. SCP-2759-1's primary anomalous nature becomes apparent when an individual dies while laying across the surface of the object. The subject does not need to be awake for this, and therefore sedation is to be administered during testing. Point 3. SCP-2759-1 seems to operate without issue regardless of its distance from SCP-2759. Once death has occurred, the altar will vibrate for around 30 seconds, after which the cuneiform symbol for transport/movement will flash briefly and emit a soft tone. The altar will then cease action. Data expunged. Incident Log 2759-3, during evaluative testing of SCP-2759-1, sister researcher Rowena Scully reportedly left her work-provided cell phone on SCP-2759-1 surface while administering inert gas, nitrogen, to D-8821. 20 minutes later, Dr. Rosenberg received a call from Scully's number, despite her phone having been accounted for. Dr. Rosenberg was then able to speak to the deceased D-8821 via an unknown means. The transcript of the call can be found below. Begin transcript. Dr. Rosenberg: hello, yes, D-8821, Doc. Are you there, Dr. Rosenberg? Rowena. Who is this, D-8821, what do you mean? Is this part of the test? I know you guys mess with weird shit, but this one hell of a trip, Dr. Rosenberg. Wait. D-8821, D-8821, yeah. Last thing I remember was you guys knocking me out. Now I'm here. A brief period of silence is heard as Dr. Rosenberg sets up a recording device and places the call on speakerphone. Dr. Rosenberg: understood. Can you describe your surroundings, D-8821? Well, it looks a lot like that temple you showed me. The one from New Mexico. I woke up, half naked on some stone bricks out here. I found the phone shortly afterward. Yours is the only name I recognize from the contacts. At this time, SCP-2759 was searched and monitored for signs of D-8821, none were found. D-8821, I'm definitely not in New Mexico. Too cold. Foggy. I think I see trees, Dr. Rosenberg. We're not picking you up at either complex. Do you see any identifying landmarks? D8821, too much fog. Can't see maybe 10 feet in any direction outside the temple. Maybe I'll see something from the top. Give me a second. Silence, followed by sounds of movement for approximately 10 seconds. D8821, oh boy, Dr. Rosenberg, what do you see? D8821, well, it just seems to go on forever. The fog. There is only this place. Where the hell am I, Dr. Rosenberg? I don't know. We are trying to locate you, D8821, fuck. The battery is dying. What should I do, Dr. Rosenberg? Stay where you are for now. We will try to send someone to aid you, D8821, please do. Tell them to bring me a sweatshirt, Dr. Rosenberg, good luck, D8821, D8821, yeah, and transcript, note, following this call all contact with D8821 was lost, addendum 2759-1, due to the events of incident 2759-3, it has been determined that SCP-2759-1 is not sacrificial by nature, but is some sort of ancillary tool used for interstellar or transdimensional travel. Subjects report a brief period of unconsciousness following death that lasts approximately 15 minutes. After this period, the subject's consciousness will be translocated to another copy of SCP-2759 seemingly not located on Earth, designated SCP-2759-E1. Subjects retain a portion of the items and clothing they died with. However, man-made materials have been shown to degrade at a variable accelerated rate. Through extensive testing, the following factors have been found to influence what will ultimately be transferred to SCP-2759-E1, size and shape of the item, with a preference for smaller and rounder objects, complexity of the item 4, how the item relates to the concept of tool, instrument, or weapon 5, how the item relates to the concept of clothing vs belongings, attachment to item, sentimental or otherwise. GPS positioning systems fail to trace the location of SCP-2759-E1, however, audiovisual transmissions can still be received with decent clarity when receivers are placed within 0.4 km of SCP-2759, SCP-2759-1, or the original temple complex. 0.6, SCP-2759-E1's environment and atmosphere are unknown. It is presumably breathable and generally considered cold, humid and subject to a dense fog that surrounds the complex proper. Unlike SCP-2759, SCP-2759-E1 is the only temple complex with architectural deviations from the original ziggurat of Ur, including a spatial anomaly at the center that is defined as SCP-2759-E2. It is believed that the dimension containing SCP-2759-E1 and SCP-2759-E2 has a mild cognitohazardous effect on sentient beings, the full scope of which is unknown at this time. Exploration Log 2759 Enlil, Moon of SCP-2759-E2, Enlarged, Abstract, Exploration 2759 Enlil was approved and took place on // 2 days after contact with D8821 was lost. D3733 was sent through SCP-2759-1 with audiovisual recording equipment, 1 hooded sweatshirt, and a small kit containing a flashlight, 3 flares, extra batteries and 2 granola bars, establishing contact 18 minutes after death. Begin log, D3733, did one of you take my pants? What the hell, guys? It's fucking cold and control, okay, D3733. Let's get started. You'll find at least one camera should have stayed with your person. Please take it out and activate it, D3733, ugh, alright. Let me just tie the sweatshirt around my waist. After approximately 1 minute, camera feed comes live, revealing a full frame of gray fog. D3733 is seen scaling the side of the temple complex. As they approach the zenith, subject pans camera around, revealing the expanses of fog to stretch on around SCP-2759 in all directions. The fog line terminates abruptly just outside the perimeter. Sky is a dark, purple color. No celestial bodies are present, but area is dimly lit and desaturated in color. D3733, I'll be damned. No stars. Where is this? Control, that's what we're hoping to find out. D3733, I'm going to die out here, aren't I? Control, what makes you say that? D3733, just a feeling. There's a heaviness to this place. It feels like death. And sorrow. I don't know, Control, just try and remain calm, look for signs of D8821, D3733, I'm calm, subject stops for a moment and breathes. After a period of silence a young child's voice is heard, D3733, huh? Wait, hey. Camera swings around to pick up brief movement coming from the entrance to the interior of the central temple, D3733, someone just went inside. Should I follow? Control, affirmative. You'll find a flashlight and some flares in your kit. Brief silence, some wind and rustling is heard, D3733, found the flares. No flashlight, Control, at least it's something. D3733 is seen approaching the threshold at the top of SCP-2759-1. Subject lights a torch, which bathes the corridor in red light. D3733, hello? Anyone? D3733 proceeds down the hall, into the central shrine, or cella, which contains several connecting pathways. The walls are lined with cuneiform symbols and imagery, and a group of clayware pots litter the ground in pieces of varying size. Post-analysis revealed much of the symbols relate to Ereshkigal, Sumerian goddess of the underworld. D3733, I hear something. Audio feed picks up the sounds of whispers coming from the hallways. As D3733 passes by, figures are seen moving in the shadows. D3733, there are people. They're hiding just outside of view. I don't know how many. Control, just be careful. Subject takes a moment before choosing a direction. The red light reveals the hall to be empty and slopes downward. The ceiling drops swiftly and turns sharply right. After a few seconds, a distant scream is heard. D3733, this place is freaking me out. The walls are cold. Control, noted. Please continue. D3733 descends into the heart of the temple. The camera picks up further signs of distress and unintelligible vocalizations. D3733, no, fuck this, pull me out. Whatever nonsense voodoo matrix shit you guys are working, time to get me out of here. Control, that is not possible at this time. Your mission is to locate D8821, extraneous dialogue removed. D3733, fine, but don't expect me to be happy about it. Control, understandable. Please, if you would. D3733 sighs and continues on. Coming to a small intersection, subject lights up the left pathway, revealing it to be a dead end. 3 emaciated, naked humanoids are crouched in the corner and sharing a single tattered blanket. They do not look up at D3733, but are heard whimpering and speaking in an unknown language. One figure appears to be albino in pigmentation. D3733, I'm not going up to them. Control, fine. Subject chooses the right-hand path, which continues to slope downward as it angles back towards the center of the temple. D3733 says nothing for several minutes, stopping multiple times to look behind him. The flare starts to burn out. D3733 proceeds to light another. Upon closer inspection, the used flare appears aged and worn, burning out 5 minutes earlier than expected. D3733, at this rate I'm going to be out of light in no time. Ina etudi f.7 wait, what did I say? Control, we believe that the environment may be exerting some effect on your cognition. How do you feel? Mild static interference overtakes the audio feed for 2 seconds. D3733-Stu PID question. I feel like I'm walking into my grave. Control, I understand that this is not an optimal situation. The sooner you find D8821, the sooner we can find a way to get you back. Subject does not respond and moves along the now bare walls. D3733 proceeds for 3 minutes before the hallway terminates sharply in a 180 degrees turn that continues down into darkness. D3733, Anna Harani sa alactus alaterad, Eli Baltudi IMAE humidity 0.8, Control, I'm sorry, D3733, I didn't say anything, the pathway begins to widen out, another right turn is seen at the bottom of the landing. D3733, there's light up ahead. As D3733 rounds the corner, an archway is seen roughly 30 m away. Waves are heard, crashing against unseen shores. Several voices are discerned, drowned out by the other noise. D3733, I feel a breeze. Is that the sky? Subject approaches the area now designated as SCP-2759-E2, the microphone picking up the sounds of more voices. As D3733 emerges from the archway, the ruins of an amphitheater-esque complex come into focus. The seats of the structure grow larger and steeper as they move outward, becoming impossible to peer over and reaching an unknown height. One wall of the structure seems to have collapsed, and waves from a dark ocean on the other side roll in, pooling in the far side, across from the door back into SCP-2759-E1. Figures are seen in abundance, easily 100. All individuals seem to be emaciated and vary widely in physical characteristics. A few possess additional limbs or mutations. All appear to be sapient and intelligent to a degree, conversing with one another in various unknown languages ranging from heavily distorted Sumerian to hisses and clicks. No sign of D8821 is found. D3733, this just keeps getting weirder. Look, subject points the camera upwards to reveal a small moon, orange-red in color, lingering in the violet sky. D3733, no moon outside the temple. As far as I could tell, a group of humanoids are seen loitering down by the shore. D3733 proceeds to the pool to investigate. D3733, these guys don't seem hostile. They all seem quite sad, actually. Approaching the water line, D3733 keeps to himself, although several figures are seen looking at him and speaking to one another. D3733, hi, guys. Figures say nothing but continue to stare. Minor interference is detected on both audio and visual equipment. D3733, oh, I know. Subject checks the kit and retrieves the granola bars, one of which has survived the journey. D3733 unwraps it, breaking it into pieces and offering it to them. D3733, you guys eat? Like food? Sorry about the raisins, what can you do? Creature steps back cautiously as D3733 approaches. With some convincing, one individual, possessing scales and a flat, widened forehead, tentatively reaches out and accepts a piece. Entity sniffs the item and eats it, expressing approval. Creature says something to the others, one of them is heard saying akalum, or food. Several others approach in interest, including two which appear to have chitinous carapaces and large insect-like mandibles. They make noise like cicadas as they snatch bits of granola and consume them voraciously. D3733, whoa, slow down, there's not much left dash. D3733 is interrupted by a distressed vocalization. Camera turns to show a humanoid writhing on the ground, howling in pain. Several other figures crowd around curiously. A few moments later, the figures hoist the troubled humanoid and drag it, screaming, to the water's edge. They pause for a moment, as if reluctant, and then push the entity into the water. It disappears beneath and does not resurface. No signs of struggle are seen. At this point, an unknown Sumerian dialect is detected among the chatter. SCP-2759-A, an antlered humanoid, is seen speaking to D-3733. A Foundation historian is brought in to help with translation. SCP-2759-A, are you the Anunnaki? The ones who know the stars? They who birthed the unknown, D-3733, in Sumerian they are the child of Ningishzida, Lord of the artifact of life. They see through the eyes and ears of all children. SCP-2759-A, we are those without light, those which wait for the gates of Anu. Eternal unknown of the gateway, the firmament/world of twilight, control, please ask the individual where you are located. D-3733, I don't think they understand English. SCP-2759-A, have you come to pay rights to the mistress of the underworld? D-3733, in Sumerian they are the souls of the damned, open the gate so they may enter the valley. SCP-2759-A frowns and appears to step aside, allowing D-3733 a full view of the ocean, which stretches as far as the eye can see. No fog is present. The water slowly ripples. D-3733, I don't like the look of this. Control decides not to tell the subject about their conversation with SCP-2759-A. D-3733 stares into the pond. D-3733, I feel nauseous. I need a minute. Subject sets the camera down and sits on the pathway. 30 seconds of silence pass. D-3733 is seen sitting with his head in his hands. Subject looks out at the water, which is still black in color. D-3733, there's something in the water. D-3733 picks up the camera and angles it downward. Small specks are seen in the distance. The water is abnormally clear, the waves almost velvet in nature. Due to worsening static distortion, it is impossible to discern what the objects are. D-3733, the Tiameta.9 pause, that's what it is called, I think. The whole of the unclean. What? Get out of my head, Control, are you alright? D-3733, I'm sorry, yes, it's this place. It's trying to talk to me, to talk through me. Filling my head with knowledge and, oh, D-3733 pauses and appears to be listening. D-3733, I see, subject hesitates before facing the ocean, bending over to look down. Control, D-3733, D-3733, death is the punishment, but hell is dessert. Control, I'm sorry. D-3733 says nothing, takes a breath, and jumps from the edge into the dark waters below. Camera seems unaffected by this, although all light is quickly extinguished. Control, D-3733, do you copy? Silence is recorded for 30 seconds. No sounds of water are present. Control, D-3733, please respond. D-3733 does not respond and is considered lost. However, 14 hours later, D-3733's voice is picked up sporadically before static distortion overwhelms the transmission. D-3733, laughter, I did this to myself. D-3733, it will remain. It will remain. D-3733, in Sumerian suffering is the only end, they are the unclean, whose souls are without light. D-3733, hello. Can you see me? I can't see me. I can hear you though. D-3733, sobs why. D-3733, as above, so below, end log, incident log 2759-4, on // personnel on site at SCP-2759 reported the activation of SCP-2759-1 without external manipulation. No one was observed leaving or arriving from SCP-2759-1, it is unknown at this time who or what may have caused the artifact to activate. See Addendum 2759-2, Exploration Log 2759 Arabview, Abstract, Exploration 2759 Arabu was approved after the events of Incident Log 2759-4. The goal of the exploration was to ascertain the possible cause for SCP-2759-1's activation. D-1212 was administered inert gas, nitrogen, while laying across the surface of SCP-2759-1, equipped with the same gear as in the previous log, an extra flashlight and additional provisions. Audio contact was established 21 minutes after death. Once more, the camera's activation reveals SCP-2759-1 and its fog-lined perimeter. D-1212 is instructed to observe the rest of the temple exterior before entering the cella. Subject's breath is seen as they circumnavigate the center of the temple. Begin log. D-1212, this place is giving me the spins. Control, take as much time as you need. D-1212 rests for a moment before continuing onward. D-1212, you'll get me out of here if things go south. Control, we'll do everything we can to keep you safe. D-1212, thank you. Coming around the side, another entrance into the temple is visible, farther down and out of view. In the video feed, a dark silhouette is seen peering out of the entrance. Subject starts towards it, wordlessly, and the entity disappears into the structure. D-1212 approaches the entryway and points the camera into the darkness. She pauses, then pulls off her pack and looks inside, taking out a flashlight and switching it on. The hallway is wide but low, dipping down before ending at a left turn. More cuneiform imagery is seen on the walls. The symbols Mul and Key 10 are represented, seen carved over the relief sculptures that were present before. The reason for this vandalism is unknown. D-1212, I don't know what these symbols are, but they feel loud. Familiar too. Hello, Control, noted. We are analyzing the writing now. Please continue. Subject takes the turn to see it terminate in a small room of unknown purpose. In the center is a clay altar that looks like SCP-2759-1. D-1212 approaches it and places a hand on it. D-1212, warm. Is this another one of those tables that you put me on? Control, it appears to be. It is. D-1212 appears to start to turn around, only to be restrained by an unknown force. Camera is dropped and lays askew, with two pairs of legs seen struggling. After a moment, the scuffle subsides. Hush. Stop. Just stop. D-1212, the hell I will. Who are you? Quiet, inaudible. The Foundation. D-1212, thank Christ. Why are you here? Quiet, inaudible. If we are able to help out. Louder. Is Control in your ear? Can you tell them to contact 05-11, tell him McLaughlin 11 wants to speak to him. He'll know who I am. D-1212, wait, dead folk. I'm dead. Subject is seen hyperventilating. Control attempts to contact 05-11 about the matter, no response is given. McLaughlin, well, yes, but not exactly. I don't think you'll be dead forever. At least, you won't be here forever. What you are right now is an informational construct. It's what we all are, really. Information. Some of us just outlive others. D-1212, what do you mean, McLaughlin? I mean it's nothing to you. This is what you want, right here. McLaughlin is seen producing a clay disc, roughly 15 centimeters across. The object, now classified as SCP-2759-2, possesses a carving of an isosceles triangle but appears otherwise unremarkable. D-1212, and what is that, McLaughlin? The way back. Well, it makes the way back, the right way back. D-1212, the right way, McLaughlin, trust me. We've been looking for this for a while. D-1212, we. There are more of you, McLaughlin, 40-something. McLaughlin is seen approaching the altar and laying the disc flat on its surface. The altar hums, the symbol for hall/vestibule glowing bright. 05-11 arrives on site unannounced and assumes administrative control of the situation. McLaughlin, not where we want to go. Look here though, he turns the object like a dial, and as he does so, the light switches to garden, then to a new symbol where underneath was present on SCP-2759-1, McLaughlin, there we are, D1212, that'll take me back, McLaughlin, yeah. You go first. D1212 scrambles onto the altar and lays down, McLaughlin, this journey is much easier if you're already dead. Sorry I can't be more helpful, D1212, what do you mean, McLaughlin, it'll be quick, I promise. McLaughlin is seen pulling out a small knife. Before D1212 can react, they pull their head back and slice their throat. D1212 falls unconscious immediately, the altar starts to hum, McLaughlin, it doesn't get easier. Let's hope this works. Once the altar stops function, they are seen pulling the corpse of D1212 off the surface and laying down. Taking the knife, they are heard slicing their own throat. An indeterminate gurgling sound is heard following this as blood pooled around the altar. 16 minutes later, D1212 is found unconscious on the grounds of SCP-2759, SCP-2759-2 laying beside her. McLaughlin is not found, and 05-11 debriefs several Level 5 members of Site Command. Point 12, End Log, Addendum 2759-2, since Exploration 2759 in Lille and corroboration with 05-11, Site Command of SCP-2759 has been alerted of the existence of a heretofore unknown mobile task force consisting exclusively of incorporeal entities/informational construct replications of Foundation agents. Point 13 These beings are able to freely travel using SCP-2759-1's anomalous properties utilizing an unknown vector. Point 14 Using SCP-2759-1 as a focal point, Foundation administration are now able to communicate with the deceased Mobile Task Force Omega-0, Era-Arun, and corroborate, plan and execute missions effectively. Exploration Log 2759 Anzu, Abstract, on September 13, 2012, an exploration of SCP-2759-1 and SCP-2759-1's alternate destinations was approved by 05-11. A team of 5 members from MTF Omega-0 were selected to travel to SCP-2759-1, set up a small short-term camp, then split up into teams to explore both remaining destinations and, if possible, find another instance of SCP-2759-1 to return with. Kits packed with standard Mobile Task Force gear and audio-visual surveillance equipment were placed on SCP-2759-1 during transport. After 1 hour of radio silence, it was assumed that none of the broadcast equipment successfully transferred to SCP-2759-1. 2 weeks after the start of the exploration, a personal logbook of the late Agent Richard Laurens was discovered on the grounds of SCP-2759. View Personal Log of Agent Richard Laurens, Footnotes, 1. A name which translates roughly to temple whose foundation emanates or a dot, 2. Translated roughly as transport/movement, garden, hall/vestibule, underneath, 3. As of // inert gases will now be used for ease of testing and subject comfort, 4. Audio broadcasting equipment averages at a 27% rate of success, cameras/video equipment 18%, with more sensitive equipment yielding an average 10% chance of transference, 5. Average rate of transference for a basic weapon, tactical knife 3.4%, 6. Classification of which as a location of interest pending site director approval, 7. Sumerian 4 to live in darkness. 8. Sumerian. Roughly on this road, whose course has no way back, the dead will outnumber the living, 9. Abyss/ocean, 10. Mulki meaning a celestial body which has been separated/cleaved/broken, 11. Presumably the entity's name. It is unknown who they are or what their relationship with the Foundation is at this point. See Addendum 2759-#2, 12. It is unknown if this is related to 13. McLaughlin was later identified as Agent McLaughlin, determined Kia on / following a containment breach of SCP-14. Recovered materials suggest SCP-2759-E1 is likely entirely construct in nature, however, the realness of its reality is still subject of debate.